आगे ये बताओ तुम्हें वहां पे गाड़ियों की ट्रेनिंग सिखाई गई कि नहीं? मैं कहती पुलिस की ट्रेनिंग में गाड़ी नहीं सिखाई जाती, लेकिन आम आदमी के दिमाग में है कि जब वर्दी पहनने के आदमी गाड़ी देता है तो उसकी ट्रेनिंग में सिखाई गई होगी। 27 साल बाद मैं आपसे ये कह सकता हूँ कि नई ट्रेनिंग में गाड़ी सिखाई भी नहीं जाती, लेकिन जैसा समाज होता है वैसी ही पुलिस आपको मिलेगी। हमारे यहाँ देश में भारतीय दंड संहिता 1860 की है, पुलिस रेगुलेशन हमारे 1861 का है, जो दंड प्रक्रिया संहिता है 1973 की है। अंग्रेज चले गए 65 साल पहले देश छोड़ के, कानून वही है। कानून उन्होंने अपने हिसाब से बनाए थे, जुल्म जमानती होगा अगर अंग्रेज गाड़ी चलाएगा और मरने वाला हिंदुस्तानी होगा तो सजा नहीं मिलेगी। हम 150 साल बाद तमाम पुलिस सुधारों की रिपोर्ट धूल खा रही है, क्योंकि सत्ता में बैठे लोग अपनी पुलिस चाहते हैं और जनता अच्छी पुलिस, और जब तक जनता की बात नहीं सुनी जाएगी तब तक अच्छी पुलिस नहीं आएगी। दूसरी बात होती है संवेदनशीलता केवल एक तरफा नहीं होती। इंग्लैंड की सड़कों पर एक छोटा बच्चा जाते ही माँ कहती है, उसको देख के स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड में कोई भी पुलिस हो, उसको देख के बच्चा मुस्कुराता है, तो उसके पास जाता है, थैंक यू अंकल बोलता है, उसको टॉफी देता है। हिंदुस्तान में माँ बच्चे को लेके जाती है, उसको डराती है, दूध पी ले तो पुलिस वाला पकड़ ले। हम चौराहे पर खड़े पुलिस वाले को गाली देके निकलते हैं, ठुल्ला खड़ा हुआ है। 24 घंटे जो लोग सोते नहीं है रात में, इसलिए नहीं सोते कि आप सो सकें, अपने त्योहार नहीं मनाते हैं, थाने के नसीब में ताले नहीं होते हैं। अगर आपके परिवार में कोई गम हो जाए, आपके भाई की, आपके किसी रिलेटिव की एक्सीडेंट में, फांसी में, कहीं वर्दी में हो जाए, तो आपके दिमाग में महीनों तक तो सीन रहता है। एक पुलिस वाला रोज कभी मर्डर के स्पॉट पे जाता है, कभी हैंगिंग पे जाता है, कभी वन केस में जाता है, कभी बलात्कार के बड़े केसेस में जाता है। उसके दिमाग पर क्या हालत होगी? परिवार के साथ तो नहीं रहता है, चारों तरफ से उसको गाली मिलती है। अगर किसी व्यक्ति को चारों तरफ से गाली मिले, कांटे मिले, वो आपको फूल दे। कांटे, पत्थर, नफरत, गाली, इनसे मेरी हस्ती है, फूल, मोहब्बत, इज्जत, ताली जाने कैसी बस्ती है। लेकिन ये बदला जा सकता है। बदला ये है, मैं अगर पुलिस वाला हूं तो मेरे अंदर का इंसान नहीं मरा। अगर आप पुलिस वाले नहीं है तो आपके अंदर पुलिस का इंसान होना चाहिए। हम वर्दी वाले हैं, अगर बिना वर्दी वाले जिस दिन हमें सहयोग करने लगेंगे, वो अपना भी फर्ज समझने लगेंगे, तो कोई समस्या नहीं होगी। अगर हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाए, आप हमें बता दें कि यहाँ आतंकवादी छुपे हुए हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता कि पुलिस कार्रवाई नहीं करती। अगर बंबई में 10 लोग आए थे और 10 लोग भी बता देते कि इनकी गतिविधियां संदिग्ध हैं, तो पुलिस शायद उनको पकड़ लेती, तो बंबई हादसे से बच जाती। मेरे कुल्ले के शायर ने कहा है, उसके साथ मैं अपनी बात कहूंगा कि सारी धरा भी साथ दे तो और बात है, पर तू जरा भी साथ दे तो और बात है। चलने को एक पांव से भी चल रहे हैं लोग, पर दूसरा भी साथ दे तो और बात है।
So, gentleman at the back, can you please identify yourself first?
A huge amount of money that is spent on technical surveillance in UK, but we see that unfortunately, in spite of that, that has not been able to stop the level of radicalization which is happening. A lot of British citizens are allegedly fighting on behalf of ISIS. So how do you try to cope that, and the fact that they are trying to return back? So how do you cope with that issue?
Yeah, Sue, and I guess what we're talking about today really would fit into the protect and repair parts of the UK's strategy. But it's the prevent strategy that's aimed at trying to prevent vulnerable people from becoming involved in extremism and being radicalised. That's come into the spotlight recently with the developments in Syria and Iraq, and a massive increase in UK citizens travelling abroad to get involved in extremism. So it's a real challenge. I think we can show that the prevent agenda has been a success in many ways. Certainly in my time within CTU, I'm aware of many individuals that have been identified very early as susceptible to being involved in extremism. And we've been able to work with them through the prevent work, through the Channel programme, which is supported by the Home Office, to steer people away and take them away from going down that path. So there are many examples of where that work has helped to stop people becoming radicalised and getting involved in extremism. But we accept that there's far more that we need to do, and it's a difficult challenge, and I think we're probably in one of the most difficult times that we have been for many years in the UK in terms of trying to stop people travelling abroad and getting involved. There's one of the big issues for us is that many of the people that are vulnerable to being involved in extremism, they self-radicalise, so they will use social media, they use the internet to research, etc., and build their own views on religion and the world. And there is no security services, they don't have the ability to monitor those individuals that are going through that process. So the old days of where we would have a terrorist network, the security services are extremely good and have shown over many years that they've got the ability to monitor and identify terrorist networks active in the UK. What we struggle with at times is to identify those individuals that have radicalised themselves at home using the internet, and that's a real challenge for us. So we rely on families and we rely on communities to report things to us, to tell us at the really early stages when they've got concerns about somebody's activity, and that's the challenge. It's about getting people to have the confidence in local policing and with the CTU network to report that their son is researching about travelling to Turkey and then on to Syria, for example, because the difficulty there is that a parent doesn't want to see their son or daughter or relatively arrested by the security services. So it's a real challenge, but it's the prevent agenda that we use to try and prevent people getting involved in extremism. And it has been successful to an extent, but we've got some real considerable challenges ahead of us.
We have time for one last question.
The real issue was not addressed at this time.
The ISIS challenge.
No, the issue is that somebody came in, a group came in, it radicalized people. It's not that people can auto-radicalize and join a terrorist organization like ISIS. So a group came in, it radicalized people, it must have taken years. The Homeland Security in US, of course you have parallel systems, they monitor the entire net for who's visiting which site, who's writing what on his Facebook account or any other social media, and they have managed. The US has managed. Europe also has managed. It's only that the UK failed on this time. That they are the only European country which have sent such a huge number of people into the ISIS. It has become a security threat for Europe, and subsequently it will become a security threat for the entire world. How they failed is, of course, the accusations, counter accusations, but why they failed, how they failed, is something that has not been understood till now. That was my point.
Incident that happened in Delhi with that young girl. My first part of my question is, could you give a definition of what eve teasing is?
Definition of eve teasing.
Definition of eve teasing.
There is nothing like eve teasing. It is sexual harassment.
Thank you for saying that.
It's just been termed like that for a long time. But when Verma Commission was set up after the incidents in December, I personally went and gave the presentation, and we have changed all these terminologies. Eve teasing sounds like something very soft, something very, it's harassment. It's nothing to do with teasing.
Well, that was the point I wanted to come to, is that we in the UK define it as sexual harassment, and it's something that should be addressed within the Indian media, that this term should disappear, and maybe through forums like this should be addressed that eve teasing is sexual harassment and it needs to stop and be addressed. I just want to make that point.
Thank you.